George Karlaftis is a 6'4", 266-pound edge rusher out of Purdue. I want to start with a play that really just shows something that we'll probably highlight throughout the video. This idea of how relentless he is. You can see him here taking on 2 blocks. This guy never stops running his legs. He takes on these 2 blocks with a running back waiting in the wings here. Almost the way you would take on a double team at the line of scrimmage versus the run. You see him kind of attack that post, that inside block, and then lean into the tight end outside, wanting to get them on 2 different levels and split them. Again, he never stops running his legs. You can see he's pushing both blocks back, eventually kind of throws off with his outside arm, the tight end, and gets in the face of the quarterback. So we just wanted to start the video, or I just wanted to start the video with something we're likely to see throughout, which is this relentless pass rusher that is George Karlaftis. George is a very good hand fighter. He's constantly working counters when rushing the quarterback. Check out his inside arm here to the armpit of the tackle. Tackle set inside. You can see that jars him just a little bit. George, with his outside arm, grabs the tackle's outside arm at the elbow. He's able to really long arm him and then extend, pushing him past the pocket, finding the quarterback as he steps up. He's going to swim that inside arm and get it on the sack. Watch it again. This is where I think George works best. That's standing up outside of the tackle. Explosive first step. You can see him kind of sink, coil that right before the ball is snapped. Really routine to see him as the first guy off the ball, beating the tackle out of his stance. Establishes a nice half-man relationship. You can see the tackle set inside just a little bit. Plays with really good leverage there, getting under the pads of the tackle. He is a powerful rusher. I like how he peels that off, controls the tackle's arms, gets a hit on the quarterback. Watch it again. He's got his hand in the dirt, 5 technique. This reminds me a little bit of Suggs here. Attacking the outside shoulder, waits for the shoot. He's got this great 2-hand swat and beats him off the edge. Yeah, that's going to be a completion if not for the pressure on the quarterback here. Watch it again. I think there's a real smoothness in terms of transitions as it relates to how he uses his hands rushing the quarterback. Upfield, attacking the outside shoulder. Again, a very explosive first step off the ball. Gets both hands in the chest, rips down, grabs the outside arm, throws it. We saw this on the last clip. It's a bit of a signature, I think. This grip, rip, swim, or grip, rip, chop of the outside arm, the tackle's outside arm. Very seamless and also very explosive. Watch, he's a little later than we're used to seeing him off the ball, or not as early off the snap, but watch the first step. Gets the tackle to lunge, grips, rips, swims. Watch it again. To me, again, this is where he's best. Just an awesome first step quickness off the ball and a big hit on the quarterback. This is just a dominant bull rush from the outside here. You can see him jab out, jab back in, time that up nice. The tackle's already shot his arms twice there, once, twice, and then sinks and drives. Always running his legs on these bull rushes. This is just a dominant power rush, and he gets the sack. Watch George from this wide 9 alignment. Kind of slow play this and bait the tight end a little bit by working inside. There's that jab inside. The tackle's going to shoot. Really powerful hands, too. That 2-hand swat once again and swim. And George is going to be most successful when you can get pressure up the middle. I don't think of him as a particularly bendy rusher. Once again, George is outside the right tackle. He's going to attempt to employ this spin move. I've seen this twice on tape. Not very convincing. He needs to attack this outside shoulder. He does have that brutal chop move. That would be good, attacking that outside arm. You really don't see him do an effective job of that, or sinking his hips, or swinging that arm in an effort to kind of trap that inside leg. And this was the better of the two spin moves of his that I did record, so he needs to work on this. Better example of him working the spin move. You can see it, what looks like could be a chip outside, does attack the outside shoulder, but he really needs to attack the outside arm here. See the tackle still inside, and also it takes him a while to wind down in terms of his footwork here, but he does sink his hips, does attempt to trap that inside leg or inside arm. I think that's a pretty transparent move for an NFL tackle. If you do not attack that outside arm, I do have concerns about Karlaftis in the run game, particularly inside. He's a bit of a guesser, I think, which isn't altogether bad. You know, Suggs used to make guesses, and sometimes he would get burned, and sometimes he'd make a huge play. More often than not, he would make a huge play, but you see him here, instead of working outside in his gap, outside of the tackle, you can see the linebacker filling here. This is just an ISO run, or designed ISO run is what it looks like. He tries to bust that inside, and you have two defenders in that same gap taking on that same block, and the back just bends that out. You can see if he had managed to get outside of that tackle, which he did have him out leveraged off the ball, but I see that as being not assignment sound. This looks to me more of the same. It looks like they have the linebacker as a strong side 10 alignment, responsible for both A gaps. He's responsible for B gap. Sees the tackle blocking outside him, works inside, and that's where the ball goes. It's possible that the linebacker's slow getting over and that's a call, but I don't think so. I think that's him guessing. Certainly that's coachable. You see him do a much better job here. 5 tech. Line moves away. He goes outside, protects that gap, but you see him watching the ball carrier, effectively 2-gapping this here, and he's able to shed the block and get in on this tackle. Watch it again. My sense is that he reads late and he thinks rushing the quarterback more often than not. I don't think you want him inside engaged with a guard, but he does need to learn to shoot his hands, read the backfield, and control the block and be able to get off of it. You can see right here, once the ball's given, he knows he's going to have to get back inside. And you're dealing with somebody who's an A-plus reader. That's Kieran Williams. He just can't get off that block. For the Ravens to take him high, they'd have to be convinced that he can take on tackles, tight ends, outside, set the edge. They would like very much what he brings as a pass rusher. Advanced hand usage coming out of college, no question about it. And the fact that he's always going forward. He's relentless. He's physical. And I think if they could pair him with Owe, but in particular, somebody that can really, really pressure up the middle and push the pocket, they'd be pleased by that. But I don't think he's someone that they would take at 14.